Hello, hello. How's it going? I'm back. Hey, Skylark, let me know if you could hear me. All right, so today, what is that? Give me a second here. Hey, how am I sounding? My mic is different. Let me know if it's terrible or not. All right, so today I'll be working on the map, trying to finish the map. I haven't streamed in the past few days. I was a little bit under the weather. Uh, but today I decided that I want to focus on just starting the map. The first part of the first map, I should say, the first little island of the map, and that's gonna help us develop a story or a set of stories, for the areas, and we could have a good starting area. Oh man, yes, stream elements. I will stretch my legs, but yeah. Um, so far this is the map, right? And the story that, the first story I kind of came up with, um, and you'll know this, Skylark, because I spoke to you about this, is about the giant, right? So we have a giant in the game. Um, Still trying to determine if it's gonna be like the last living giant or not. And this giant is pretty much being persecuted somehow, right? So the map is of an island, and there's regions of the island that we still have to figure out what the story is going to be about. All right, so Griffinstone here I put as the capital, right? The capital is really small, but that's where the city and all the decisions will be made, as far as just of the island itself, and Griffinstone, because I kind of want this area, it to be like in the mountains, right? It's up north, it's in the mountains, so this the whole area here is going to be up in the mountains, right? I want to make this whole northern area like mountainous areas, which would be pretty cool, I think. And so we have Grendel's boot. It kind of looks like a boot, this whole thing, but I just put Grendel's boot here. Somber Clearing. I want to generate a story about Somber Clearing, which is probably going to be a very sad area. This area here is going to be a sad area. It's going to probably be, as it's green, it's going to be forest, forest area, and it's going to have some type of sad story here, where maybe a bunch of people were chasing the giant, and this area is just going to have a lot of death and a lot of sadness. That's going to kind of tell the story about what happened with Grendel, right? Thunderstomp. I don't know what the story there is going to be yet. I'm thinking of kind of a deforested area or a burnt area, maybe. I'm not sure yet. And Nimmendale, don't know the story for that yet, but might be a little because it's a quite a big area, right? Nimmendale is quite big, and so is Areoloft, or Orioloft. And yeah, it's just about figuring out how to make certain stories for certain areas, and within these areas we can have the quests and things that need to be done. I'm thinking, so for now I'm just gonna focus on one area at a time, right? One area at a time. And I think the area that I want to focus on is well, maybe one or two areas at a time. So the area that I want to focus on, areas, is Grendel's Boot and Somber Clearing. It has to tell a story about, especially Somber Clearing, right? It has to tell a story about what happened to the giant, right? And Grendel's bed is pretty much where he retreated to, or where he's sleeping or cornered into, or something like that, maybe. And yeah, this is an area that somewhere in here is where the giant can be found, right? And more on that story, me and the writer, one of the writers, we were brainstorming on who Grendel is, or even if the name is Grendel, that might change, right? So yeah, this is what I wanted to focus on, but I still have a lot of the map, especially up in the north here, to figure out what I'm gonna put, right? So this here is gonna be a beach, right? A nice beach. Don't know what to call it yet. But the cool thing is this application, it helps you generate random names, which most of these are randomly generated, right? And I just was like, "Oh, I'm keeping this. Oh, I'm keeping that. Oh, I'm keeping." So yeah. So most of these were generated, and now now I have to think of what we have in the north. Yeah, yeah, it's very, very cool. This application is very cool because, like, Somber Clearing, I really like that, and that was generated. Thunderstorm, Dimmondale, and Arialoff is generated. The only things not generated is Grendel's Booth, Grendel's Bed, Griffinstone. Even the Armorous Tides were created because I was looking for a name, or trying to think up a name for little islands where there'll be like sirens, and then it just gave me this. It's like, this is perfect. It's a perfect name for an area with sirens, right? So this area here is like a danger area. You don't want to really go here, but we're gonna have to go there. We're gonna have to journey there somehow, right? Um, to get something, some type of rare material or something, right? And yeah, it just has a lot of room for development. Yeah, it has a lot of room for development because remember, this is a fantasy game, but um, it's also gonna have some things that are out of the norm. So it's gonna be a mixture of things that we know about as far as fantasy, and new things that we develop, right? New stories and stuff like that are a little different. So this will be cool. And then so we have this island here, right? And a story, you know, story can be developed here. So, but what I want to focus on right now is the north, right? I want to kind of keep this area kind of clear because this is kind of going to be like a desert or a place with caves and stuff like that, or just like the tip. The north is going to have all the mountains, and then somewhere in here it's kind of like a, maybe not a desert, but maybe a like a wasteland, a place that people don't want to venture to try to find a giant, right? So that's why I kind of made it like grass, 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 and then it's kind of getting to you know, and I won't just have it just like this. Maybe I'll put some patches of trees and stuff. But this is like the big picture. And the next thing I need to figure out is, all right, so exactly how big is this in miles, right? How big is this? We could create it to be as big as anything, right? It could be huge or it could be not that big. Um, but as I'm seeing it, yeah, yeah. Death Valley. I like Death Valley, right? And if we wanted to get really sad, Grendel's bed could mean where he died, right? It could mean his graveyard, or a giant graveyard or something like that. But yeah, no, I want the giant alive. I want the giant alive. I know, no. So yeah, so what I want to do right now is I want to create paths, right? For, yeah, kind of like an elephant's graveyard, but a giant's graveyard, and then something. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Thank you. Let me drink some water. And I finished my bottle, so I need to go get another one when the next message comes. Right. I'm having these remind me. So, okay. So I wanted to have this. We talked about this, but I wanted to have this. I want to bring Bayor back into this. I was thinking of something like Bayor's Lookout, right? And I don't know who Bayor is just yet. Maybe Bayor could have been. Maybe there's a second giant. I don't know. And he's looking out. He has a lookout point to kind of tell Grendel, who's coming, or if someone is coming his way, or if an army is coming his way. The first giant? Yeah, the first giant. Yeah. That was supposed to be his name, but I just couldn't remember. That's why I just put Grendel because it just sounds like a giant, a typical giant. But we may not want to use this name. I don't know. But it kind of, once you create it, it's kind of sticks with my mind. Like, oh, Grendel's bad. I kind of like it. But Bayor, I want to bring back Bayor and make it have some type of role. Oh, Bayor is the first giant that ever lived. That's who he is. Oh, he's a legend. Okay. Yeah, that could work. Right? That could work. But what I want to have happen, maybe that could be Grendel's heritage or something. Maybe there can be quests around Bayor's legacy. Right? So what I want to create, something called Bayor's Lookout, right? But then we have to figure out, okay, what was he looking out for? Right? And I'll modify the land to make it kind of like have a peak, maybe like this. But I want to have it somewhere, either he's looking out to sea, or he's looking out on the land. I think I would prefer like something like something like up here. I don't know. Looking out to somber clearing, right? Yeah. But there's all right. So somber clearing, what I'm thinking, what's in my mind right now, it's kind of like a D-Day in a way. The only thing is there's the sea over here, so I'll probably have to make cliffs over here, like high cliffs and really dense forests and stuff like that. So it's not easy to access through here, but it's gonna have to be accessed through Grendel's booth, and Grendel's booth could be the beach where the giant flee to, the giants or whatever, or Bayor. Um, but then that would make sense. It may have to be Bayor's booth. Anyway, yeah. So they start here, right? And then they ran up through Somber Clearing, and Somber Clearing could be where a lot of the war happened. And I'm thinking like a D-Day type of scene where there's a lot of like traps, or maybe the giant laid traps, and then like a bunch of people died that were chasing him, right? And then he ran through this area, or this whole big area, and then the remaining people lit the rest of the forest on fire or something like that, and kind of made it through to the wasteland that they didn't want to chase him. They didn't want to pursue him that far, right? That could be that story. Um, that's kind of what I'm seeing. Let me know if you have any other ideas. But the other thing is the Traveler is another character that we were talking about, and the Traveler is someone that you meet in the game that is very rare to find. And when you find her, she'll give you tips, and new parts of the map will kind of open up, right? So she'll give you tips like, for to secret places and stuff that you may be looking for. And then when you turn around, she's gonna be gone, right? But she's linked to the giant in such a way that she'll be helping the giant in certain ways, right? So that's that. And then later on, I have to figure out, hey, should we keep this as the capital? Should we even have a capital? Or just leave this as a kind of abandoned island, right? Maybe it doesn't have a capital. But then all of these towns here, right? Well, Somber Clearing, this should not be a town, right? But maybe there is something here, like instead of a town, it could be like maybe a burial or somewhere that people come to pay their respects to the fallen. Right, so maybe this island, maybe this has to change to like a gravestone or something like that. Right. And people would camp here and, yeah. Let me know if you have any thoughts on this or not. That's fine. But yeah, so let's try to add some paths here. The north, and keep in mind that different places can have different types of people, just like the north, just like the south. In America, it's a whole different type of person than people in the north. So on this little island, there can be factions and different types of people and different types of ideologies and whatever. So I'm thinking that the north, I don't want to make the areas in the north too big, but this little peninsula here is kind of cool. Alright, so maybe I could have a little path that goes I don't want to have these too big, but we could always change it. Alright, so maybe I could have that, and yeah, maybe I could have this whole thing here. It's like a coastline, a peninsula or something like that. And then in the north here, I want to have like mountains and stuff like that. Now I may have to change all these dotted lines to straight lines. I don't know. I like the dotted lines, but these are really for like footpaths. But I like the dotted lines. I want to keep this fairly open in the middle. These areas are a little bit too big, but I don't want too much, if you understand what I mean. I don't want too much regions on this island, right? Or this continent. So maybe we could split this into two, right? Two areas, kind of like a north and south, like North Carolina, South Carolina type deal. Right? Maybe, maybe not. And then these could be like some mountains or something. And then just utilize the beach here. Something like that. Hmm. I don't like this. So let me see. Yeah, I think this is better. Like have like a, but this is a huge piece of land though. So it may have to be broken up. This is a huge piece of land, and this would be pretty much impossible to, or boring, if there's nothing within it, right? So this will have to have a lot of maybe a few different towns or something within the mountains, or a few different places to explore. But yeah, I didn't like that separation there. And then we just make it nice and neat. Yeah, I think I prefer that more. And then maybe we could still have the north and south like this. Yeah. Right, yeah, mountain dwellings and camps and stuff like that. Like it's gonna have, because this game is gonna have professions, right? So it's gonna be, there's gonna be like resources up in the mountains, like, so it's gonna be cool. We're gonna do a lot of caves and stuff like that here. Um, Also, as it stands, this whole island, if you look at it, there is no there's currently no lakes or no rivers, so I'll need to add some rivers and stuff like that in certain places, um, mostly down in the south. But it would be nice to have like, um, you know maybe some lakes or some stuff kind of run through here, even though I may have to, yeah, paint some of these spots green so it's not just like all brown, kind of like this. You have the green down here in the south and stuff like that. So I may have to bring some green back. I was actually thinking, between all of these, to kind of hide Grendel, that could be some more forested areas that kind of separates, that kind of lines this area, before the wasteland. Or maybe his bed could be green, like it could have a green section in it. So it's just, because how would he survive if this was all desert? Doesn't make sense, right? So maybe there could be some sections in here, yeah, like a ring of something, but just here to here, from like thunderstorm to like somewhere around here, which is a huge area. It could be desert there, right? So yeah. So this is just a start. You know, I don't have any mountains icons up yet, but I'm gonna put some just so that um, see, there's a bunch of stuff that this thing comes with, right? Like cliffs and stuff like that. So you could kind of really sculpt the island and make it really cool. So what I'm gonna search for, uh, see, they have rocks and more paintables. So like these are kind of perfect. Like there's you know, mountainous areas. Well, this is a waterfall, which is perfect. They have like mines. I want to see if they have caves. They don't have caves. Nope. But they do have where is it? Oh, they do have mountains over here, right? And I could create my own too and import it, which is cool. But you just want, you know, alright, there's mountains, kind of like that. And then you could just kind of paint the mountains, which is cool. This app is very, very cool. And it gives you a little bit of variety. Something like that. And then maybe we could remove the lines and stuff like that. Obviously, you have to design it. And we could put mountains in the water. And there's different types of mountains. So like I could do these. These are like the high mountains. And there's clouds and there's these types, which is cool too. I think I prefer these as these are higher because this is the north and we kind of want these to be the majority of it, right? So and I have to take some examples from other people to see how they're doing it. And I'll want some paths here. I'm just painting right now, and then I'll figure out what looks right from what doesn't. Right now I'm just kind of discovering the software a little bit. And it kind of gets rid of the line, but that's fine. These are a lot of mountains. Yep, time to stretch my legs. Because I sit too long. Alright, so just the indication of mountains. I will make it pretty a little bit later on. You may not put so much to cover the line. Yeah, let me just do that for right now. And then I'm gonna need some more mountain types, to be honest. And then trees, right? So I just want to give the indication of, hey, somber clearing is gonna have some type of trees in it, and the variety is not that good. Yeah, it's really not that good. What type of trees? These are like, these are Christmas trees. I don't really like them. I'm just gonna try out all of these. That one's this is not bad, just for like a symbol, right, of trees. Those are not bad. Yeah, but I'll need a better variety of symbols, and I could create those. I could probably create those on my own. Alright. And I think I could change the color of these, if I'm not mistaken. I just don't like them black like that. You see how that area before Grendel's bed is called Thunderstorm? Maybe the ring of something. Maybe the ring of something in that area could be perpetual thunderstorms. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that could be a deterrent, right? For Dimmondale, it could be an area where the sun doesn't shine. That would have to be like a heavily forested and foggy area. It could be a scary area too. Area Loft has dangerous cliffs, but the cliffs will only be around the around here. I was actually thinking Area Loft could be maybe a swampy area or a friendly area. I was thinking maybe you could have some friendly people down here, right? Because we don't want this whole island to be just dangerous, right? We want some places to be friendly, and they, these were gonna be towns, right? But maybe since this is in the deep south, right? Even though this is south too, but maybe this could be more like a swampy area, but the people will be friendly. That's why I kind of like friendliness for here, yeah. But it could be swamp people, right? Friendly swamp people. um, right. What else? Dimmondale. I want Dimmondale to be a town also. That's why I kind of have these. Thunderstomp. Yeah. I was thinking kind of like this is gonna have to be a scary area, right? So this isn't a somber area. This is a scary area. But then when I think about it, right, the people of Dimmondale, if this area was so scary and they didn't want to pass here, they could easily go to Dimmondale and then pass there. Friendly Swamp needs to have some form of deterrent. What do you mean? Deterrent to who? Yeah. I don't know. Just thinking of the ring or whatever to get to Grendel. When you say the thinking of the ring of whatever to get to Grendel. Oh, you mean the ring of safety? Yeah, yeah. There has to be some type of deterrent here, right? First of all, from here to here is a really long. Well, not that long, but a long journey, right? So maybe the people of Dimmendale prevented the people that were chasing him. But then, yeah, I don't want to get the story too complicated, but it has to make sense, right? It has to make some sense, right? It has to make some type of sense. And I'll add some clips and stuff here soon. Hold on, guys. All right, I'm back. Sorry. So let me see. Why did my chat move? Hold on. All right. I don't know. Just thinking of ring or whatever. Sense in what way? No, not scientifically. Just um, everything kind of just has to make sense, right? In a storytelling, you know, type of way, right? Like, people, gamers, they will ask, "Hey, how did you get here?" Why didn't they just go over here and then go to and follow him? What's preventing them from following him if they were pursuing him so much, right? Or so relentlessly. So, what is this? Oh, that's like grass. Yeah, it's kind of like, well, in that way, it kind of has to make sense. Hmm. So it has to make some type of sense. Let me see. All right. So these things probably wouldn't be here, but let me see how many things I have to work with here. I have paths, symbols. They have we have different types of symbols here. I'm just trying to get a feel for what will be where, right? I thought that was what we were doing, figuring out what would have stopped them from continuing their pursuit. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to figure out. Like, but to me, basically, what I need to have happen here on this whole this section right here, I think it could be some cliffs or something like that, right? So you cannot pass through Somber Clearing to get to Dimmondale. But then, if they chased him, they probably chased him on a boat, right? So just let me get the path too, just so I could kind of draw this, right? They probably chased him somewhere on a boat, right? And I'm wondering if they would be in Griffinstone, the people would be in Griffinstone, and then they chased him. Well, yeah, that wouldn't make any sense, right? And they try to chase him here or wherever the beach is. I'll have to put sand wherever the beach is, or the access point, and everything else will be cliffs, like really hard cliffs to traverse. And they chased him here, through here, and through Thunderstorm. Maybe that's where he ran to, right? Yeah, that would make sense. He ran straight through the forest, right? Through Thunderstorm, right? And maybe Thunderstorm, like I said, was a forest, and they started to burn the forest down here. and then but he escaped and he went into the wasteland because it would be too long of a journey to go to Dimmondale to get to wherever he is, and maybe they just lost him, right? So instead of having this area to be like a very peaceful area all the time, maybe there are still some pursuers that are looking for him. That might be a cool idea. So you might see groups of people still looking for him or something like that. Um, I don't know. Yeah, because we're looking at this, it looks pretty small, but this is a big piece of land, right? So they just have to follow him wherever he was going. Then this might be like definitely gonna be too long of a journey. And that way we don't have to force anything on Dimmondale and Aerialoft. So maybe, yeah, like I said, instead of trying to come up with a reason why this whole piece of land has to be blocked off from the pursuers, which they'll probably have a lot of power, right? Um, Maybe they're able to go into the wasteland in search of him. I don't know. I don't know. But something like that. Is the story getting too you know too drastic or too far from where we originally talked about? We originally talked about like if he was gonna be able to live in peace on an island, right? Because of the traveler. Right? And then he's just a friendly giant on here, which we could still do. Right, so this area is like a cloudy area, right? Why did that become so puffy? I guess it's the same thing. Yeah, yeah, it's very complicated, and I know. uh, kind of. And these areas are huge, so maybe I don't want clouds to just cover the whole area. Maybe there's other dangers too. But just as a start, just to see. Um, just to see what needs to happen here, what will be here. Um, I'll just keep these icons here for right now. Thunderstorm. Alright. Let me put some here. Because why not, right? We just cover this whole area. But it's gonna have each region is gonna have to have multiple things. Otherwise, it's just gonna be very boring, like as a player to run through this, and every single area is just scary, you know. Well, actually, that's not true because in World of Warcraft, there's an area that is foggy and dangerous, and it's the whole region. But there is still stuff that is different, like in, like you know, there's gonna be certain areas like with graveyards and stuff like that, and that's gonna further be broken down into little uh, more regions basically, right? So this is just I'm just doing this for now, but soon the map is gonna have like mini regions and stuff like that, which it's gonna start looking like more like a real map or a plausible map, I should say. Right. Yep. Districts. Exactly. Right. So this is, and let me see. Let me see if I could show you. I'll show you the World of Warcraft map, right? I'll see if I could get one like the old one. Hi, Z. Tell her I said hi. How is she? Alright, so this here is the World of Warcraft classic map. Right? So this is their map here. Let me see. I need let me try to click on it. It's a small map. But yeah. Let me make it a little bit bigger. No, don't send me anything. Right, and let me just hide this big. There you go. So this is how their map looks. The main map when you're outside, and you could zoom into this map, right? So this map here, this is a huge area. It's pretty big, right? And these are the two, Eastern kingdoms and all that type of stuff. But you see, they have mountains, but you don't see much detail. You don't see color and anything like that. You see stuff in the water, which is cool, right? Just little things that make it seem to look like a map, right? And all right, so let's see if I could get a zoomed in one of the districts. So then they have these districts here. This is not the original. This is not the official map by any means. Let me see if I can find a different one. Yeah. So then they show you the districts, right? So originally, when you look at it, there's no districts. It's just, hey, these are mountains, and this is the map. And then when you get in here, you start seeing the districts, right? And these are the levels of the district, right? So I don't know why they say 1 to 55. Yeah, this is kind of bad, but yeah, certain areas are starting areas, like Teldrassil over here. It's a starting area, so level 1 people would be there, and you go from like level 1 to like level maybe 10 or something in Teldrassil before you go to Darkshore. Darkshore is like level 10 to like level 18 or 19 or something like that. And different districts, and within these areas there are more, but I don't think they'll break it down too much. Yeah, like this is the closest breakdown in one of them. So you'd see mountainous areas, and let me click a bigger image of this just so you could kind of see it. Right, Come on, Pinterest. All right, so this is a better image of it. All right. So this is how, World of Warcraft does its stuff, and it's really good. We this is the stuff that I love playing. Right. So it shows you, hey, and this is not theirs. This is a GamePressure.com. They put this. So the continent is Eastern Kingdoms. Blah blah blah. The level range from 20 to 30, and you see like they have mountains, they have grass around the mountains, and they have cliffs. Little cliffy peninsulas and stuff like that. And you see the little houses, the little house icons. That's like the little the little zones where there's houses and stuff like that. They have the kingdoms, then the castles and stuff like that. And you could see the caves and the ruins, right? This picture is a picture of ruins here. And then they have paths, that you can walk, like the path that you can walk and stuff like that. So, I'll have to do the paths that you can walk when we get into the closer map and stuff like that. But that's how they do it. Right? So as far as how we want to do it is, yeah, ours is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be pretty much the same, but we could add some more fun stuff in it, make it a little more lively and stuff like that. Um, so as you can see, the areas of interest I put in green. I followed Google Maps for this because they put like the major city in green and all the other cities in just black and white like this. So I'm following Google Maps with this. I'm still thinking about the water. The water is cool, but I'm still thinking about, hey, should I actually make it like a real map, or is this good enough? Yeah. So let me see. All right. So we established that this is going to be an area with a lot of clouds and darkness and stuff like that, fog or whatever, and thunderstorms, right? And it's going to be a scary area, and it's going to have some scary enemies in here, right? Some mobs. Um, that's going to make it kind of hard to get to Grendel. Um, Not impossible though. So Dimmondale. Well, let me see. I want to add some water. Right. So you see, there's water appearance. There's river tools, and there's lakes. Stuff like that. Freshwater brush. And what's this? Windrose tool. Oh, that's cool. This is cool. Yeah, I was looking for this. You can add a windrose, which is stretch your legs, Joel. Do it. Yeah, you can make the map really, really pretty, right? That looks kind of cool. But anyway, so area loft is kind of like a wetlands, right? So you could start adding lakes and stuff all around, so you can see, hey, this is water, right? Yeah, this app, I really like this application. All right, let me stretch my legs. And let me get a bottle of water. Give me 1 second here. All right. I am back. Yeah, it is coming together. All right, let me see if it's. Yeah, this app is cool. All right, so I'll leave it like this for now. Let me just add some more. Uh, yeah, let me kind of open it up and stuff like that. No. I add some. Where can the river run from? Oh, it's not the same color. Okay. Oh, cool. It is. Nice. So I can have it running through here and then going down here. That's kind of cool. Or I could start it from here, have it running here. I'll see about that later. Maybe something like that. And something like that. Yeah, just leave it like that for now. I'm not trying to be too perfect. All right. So and let me add some little icons for some symbols for some, you know, some houses. I'll put this on all. What is this, like a city, village? This might be perfect. It's too small. Yeah, because pretty poor people are gonna be living here. What is this? This a bigger city? Yeah, maybe they're closer. Interesting. Let me see. That's the one I clicked on before. Let me see what this looks like. It's getting too busy. All right. Yeah, you're starting not to know what it is. All right, so in the closer map, the region map, I'll probably put all the houses or something. All right, Dimmondale. Maybe we can make the river kind of run through Dimmingdale too, because they need water. So water. What is this? Oh, that's just. Okay, so this is just a freshwater brush. Or maybe I can make it run along the little design that I have here. Something like that. And run into the forest. I like the Mississippi River. And then it can have some offshoots. Or it could be feeding out into different areas like this. And then okay. So Dimmingdale, I'll have to give this river a name. And it should be running. I guess it stopped. Alright, and being that it's a river, I'm gonna paint around here because, you know, the river is gonna supply the bank. Right, and this gives me opportunity to create, you know, some more animals and stuff, like mobs basically. But most of the alligators and stuff will be down here, so I actually need to have more water or a river kind of connecting. Alright, so this is gonna be like muddy type of water here. Do I have a darker color? Yeah, I have a darker color. Alright, so this kind of muddy area all over. Something like that. Not trying to be too perfect. It's just a map. Alright. What should be the name of the river? And I'm gonna create I'm gonna get a random name for these two places here. And I'm gonna call one north and south. So it's kind of like the same place. What's this? Territory 2. Oh, that's so you could actually create different colored territories. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Right, so these are settlements. I want 0 curvature. Okie dokies. What should we call the river? Let me see. I'm gonna just generate a name. Allworth. What do you think about Owlworth? I don't like it. Oh, you think the river runs backwards because here is thin? Is that it? Because the mouth of the river should be wider, right? But yeah, that's a cool idea. It runs backwards. And then here could be like some dangerous waters because of that, right? So it runs backwards. And then when it comes out, this could be like some swirly. The currents could be crazy. What I typed is delayed by about 2 minutes. Well, that sucks. I don't know why. I'm not having any drop frames. Usually there's a little bit of delay, but not that long. I don't know, I'll have to look into that. Backforth Rapids. I think rapids would be one part of the river, right? So the river, will be like Mississippi River. I want to make sure it's called like river, right? Because it's a huge river. I don't want, and the whole river is not going to be rapids. So maybe a part of the river could be, rapids. But let me generate another name. Slortherby. River of Return. I like that. River of Return. Welterwich. 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 That doesn't sound bad, actually. Welterwich, North Welterwich, and South Welterwich. What do you think? Welterwich. It's kind of hard to read, but I kind of like how it sounds. Somber Clearing, Welterwich. Or can we come up with something different for the north and south up here? LOL, it works. Yeah, I kinda like it. Well, to which. So let me actually do south. Well, to which maybe I don't like it that much. Let me see if it could come up with some other name. Locust Den. Oh man, the names this app comes up with is great. South Locust Den. Right? Don't go up to Locust Den. I kind of like this area to be one of the areas where you can find the traveler, at least when she's the closest to him. I don't like Locust Den. Willow Wind. I like that. But that to me, Willowwind actually sounds like it should be this one where Area Loft is. That kind of sounds more like a swamp to me, Willowwind. And it could be a creepy swamp, but with friendly people. Wouldn't that be ironic? Willowwind. Yeah, it would make sense. Yeah. I like Willowwind. I think I'm gonna keep it. But then I want to switch Area Loft. I want to switch. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Switch Willowwind and do North and South Area Loft. Yeah, maybe. I think I like the swamp to be Willowwind. I think it just makes better. Where the wind leaves you, clues. Hmm. Clues to what? Where the wind leaves you, clues. That would kind of be a cool. That's a cool idea, by the way. That's a cool idea. That's a cool idea. Unless, and the whole reason I want to switch it is because the willow tree. You know, you usually see willow trees like in the swamp, right? Swampy areas. So it would be a swamp, and then there'll be willow trees, right? Which I think will be cool to have. So yeah, I think I want to switch it. That's what I think I want to do. I want to switch that. Yeah, it's the same font, I think. Yeah, I want to switch Willowwind with this. Alright, then Area Loft could be up here. Willowwind could be down here. Yeah, that feels better to me. That feels better because to me, Area Loft sounds kind of bright. Aria Loft. It's kind of, it seemed like a festive place. I don't know if you're getting that, but I'm kind of getting. And Dimmondale kind of sounds festive too. Kind of reminds me of something that would be in The Lord of the Rings. You know, like, are you going to Dimmondale? Kind of sounds like that to me. So So then maybe we shouldn't do north and south. Maybe we get another name and it's just a whole different area. And what should we call the beach? We should make that name up ourselves. Yeah, they sound kind of festive. Dimmondale sounds like a place where um, there's a lot of alcohol. You know, they have a lot of celebrations with um with mead and stuff like that. It sounds like it could be a place where there's a kingdom, right? A type of little kingdom where they celebrate. Um, I don't know if you ever saw Beowulf. Have you ever seen Beowulf, the movie? It's like an animated movie. It kind of reminds me of a place like that. Excuse me. Oh, you read the book? Wow. You got to see the movie. It's on Netflix, I believe. The animated movie was really good. And sometimes the animation, like the characters in the animated movie, it looked real sometimes. It looked so real sometimes, but then, the rest of the movie looked kind of fake, but it was really good. And I hope the movie doesn't ruin the book for you, but I really thought the movie was good. It was done really well. All right. So, and you know what's funny about this part? How we have the swamp and it's meeting the beach. Yeah. The swamp meeting the beach, that's kind of like where I grew up. Right? It's kind of like where I grew up. We had a beach and then it went down, it connected to the mangroves. So what I think I'll do is I think I'll make the river um go up by the beach. Just like, how I grew up, it kind of went out to the beach. Oh, we don't have it. It's either that or it's probably that or Amazon Prime. You could see Beowulf. It's one of the two. But I watched it just maybe a couple weeks ago. This one it was Netflix. But yeah, I could make the river open out into the beach here, so there's a place where the beach and the river meets. Yeah. And then we used to call that our swamp, we used to call it the mangroves because it was mangroves, right? So then maybe I could put some mangrove trees in this area, and have some real nice wildlife and stuff like that around that area. It could be a place to, for gators. Well, this whole place can have gators, like anywhere that are kind of around the rivers. It can have gators there and wildlife, right? Because this is a huge wildlife section. But then the mangroves was really cool, just to look at, and you see a lot of birds and stuff. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll have the river going up and then opening out here. So, oh, they offer different things depending on geographic location. I did not know that. That kind of sucks. Why can't they just give everyone the same thing if you're paying the same price for it, right? Or if you're paying for it. So let me see, where was I? Water. And let me see, it goes like that. All right. So here, I want to bring it down. No, the opposite way. Right. And I kind of don't want to start there because it starts so small. Let me see. River fade in. River source fade in. Let me turn that off and see. Yeah. So I don't want to fade it in. I just wanted to go from here. And I'll just paint out some water. Let's see. Yeah, something like that. Alright, let me just open it out some more. Yeah, so it opened out into the beach, which is cool. And then for these, I'll just connect it. Right, or maybe I can connect it, go through like that, and connect it. And then yeah, something like that. Just kind of have something running all the way through and opening out. Alright, let me stretch my legs. I have it telling me, reminding me this to do it often because I sit way too long and, you know, not stretch my legs. Yep. I have it remind me to drink water and to stretch my legs. Yeah, so I kind of really like how this map is coming along, right? It's huge bodies of water because this area is big, so it's huge lakes. So we may have to reduce some of these lakes and put some more stuff, you know, when we start putting the smaller regions here, districts or whatever. Because in game this is just going to be a huge body of water, so stuff is going to have to go around it. So I'm going to have to isolate certain sections here and then bring it closer and then think about actually what goes into those regions. And that way, once we're done with the design of just this map, then we build stories around it, right? I think that will be a really cool idea. So okay, so yeah, we have a river, it kind of goes here, and then another river. So we have to name these two rivers, right? So yeah, this is cool stuff. All right, so we have to name the beach. Oh, how did Willow Wind move? Oh, we don't want that. So we want the labels. I want to bring Willow Wind back here, right? And okay. Yes, it's a cool idea. It is. Alright, so I just want to add some text here. And Give it a random name for a settlement. Let's generate some name. Timberloft. That would be more down in the south because there's no trees. There's hardly, well, the mountains has trees depending on where you go, but Timberloft, nah. We already have Aria Loft. Let's see. We already have a Dale. Rust Vault. Oh man, these names. These names. I like them though. I like how they generate these names. Rust Vault. I'm thinking the north, like again, the north is gonna have a lot of resources, right? And a lot of resources, you know, they'll be in caves and mountains and stuff like that. I don't think Rust Vault, unless it's a mining area where people abandon some mines, some mine shafts, then we could call it Rust Vault because then, you know. But then it will be, if they abandon it, then I don't know. Rust Vault. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's try something else. Lime Wind. No more wind. Long Garten. No. Prism Bane. I actually like Prism Bane. Just that name alone, you could have some stories of, you know, maybe there could be some type of precious stones up there, and it's actually, I don't know, some crystals or something up there. Prism Bane. What do you guys think? Prism Bane, does it kind of you don't like it? Prism Bane. I kind of like it. I kind of like it because it brings ideas to my head about what could be there. It could be a place where mages go or something like that, right? There could be mages there because there's a certain type of rock or something there that they need to do their magic or whatever. Prism Bane. It can work. That's your unenthused. You're a bit unenthused about Prism Bane, but trust me, I know these things could work. But let me write that down. Let me write that down. I'm just gonna open Notepad. Just write it down. Prism Bane. If you could think of any name, let me know. Let me know. These areas up here are for resources, mostly the northern areas here. Yeah, I like Prism Bane too. It kind of sounds like it would fit. It kind of sounds like they would fit. Prism Bane. Let me just try another one. Alright, so Prism Bane. Love these random name generations. Come on, stop playing with me. Oh, you don't want to generate name? Alright. Saffron Post. Nah, I don't like that. Liver Steel. Nope. Violet Run. I don't know why the running parts or anything like that. I see it as the south, like coming from the south, right? Not in the north. The north is, I want that to be for resources. Right? So another griffin. Griffin Strand. This sounds official, right? This kind of sounds official right here. Griffin Strand. Uh, Prism Bane. I kind of like, but we already had a Griffin Stone. Guava Stead. Wow. Guava Stead. Instantly made me hungry. Guava Stead. That could be like a mini area in one of these places. I think I'm gonna go with Prism Bane, Harkenberg, Iron Hollow. Yeah. Port Tawdry. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Prism Bane. I like Prism Bane because I think I could think of a story that goes with it. Right? So Prism Bane. This could be a place where, like I said, mages or magic people like to go or like to stay because there's a lot of like crystals and stuff like that around. I think that'll work. Right. So this is the big area, and I want this area to be kind of like an unknown area again, like a dead area, a graveyard for certain animals. Maybe a graveyard could be around certain areas, and this is where the giant will be hiding from the people that chased him up through Somber Clearing, and then the Thunderstomp is where they'll stop because there'll be the storms and stuff here, and there's gonna be other little regions within here where you can find stuff, and they're gonna stop here because it's pretty much a wasteland, right? And they don't want to pursue a giant that far. All right. So Prism Bane. Alright, so let me see. So let me go back to these symbols. Do they have castle? Yeah, they have castle symbols. I want a simple castle symbol. Not this, but something that looks like a castle. Okay. Give me 1 minute. Cool. Yeah, let me just put I like it on that side. Aria Loft. It will have to have a port at this side. Right, so a port over here, a port in the capital. Right, Prism Bane will be so Arioloft could be like a kingdom. Yeah, I think that'll work. Prism Bane. I need to find a symbol that will kind of say what that could be. So let me see. Let me just go through these symbols. There's a lot. Oh, here's a giant. Oh man. And I'll be adding probably my own icons to this instead of these icons that everyone else will be using. So I'll be adding my own icons before the game is complete. Right, but this is a cool little icon. All right. So Prism Bane. Oh, there's a castle icon here. Oh, there's some dead tree icons, which is perfect for kind of perfect for this area, right? Because this is the area that they burnt down. So there's some burnt trees and stuff like that. So it's gonna be thunderstorms and all that. So I just want to symbolize what's there for now. Oh, there are plains, which is great. Grassy plains and dry plains. That is cool. I love this software. It's pretty cool. All right, so they have the castles. Um, they have these, which you know, I kind of want some of them here, but I'll just leave it as this for now. When I zoom into the area, then I could add all of that good stuff. They have rocks, waterfalls. I'm trying to find something that could kind of symbolize magic. Right? What is this? That's a building. Pillars, maybe. Pillars could symbolize some type of area. It kind of reminds me of instances in World of Warcraft, right? They would have these like pillars. Here, there's walls. There's like modern types of buildings and stuff like that. Oh, this is cool. They have oasis. That is cool. Right, tents, which is great. This thing has a lot of defaults, which are very usable. All right, Prism Bane. Oh, they even have grave sites, which will be in Somber Clearing, right? So we could have grave sites there. What is this? It's a ruin. That could symbolize a place where ruins could symbolize a place where there can be mages, right? Welcome back. You see my giant? I'm gonna create my own, but I just found a giant, so I'm like, hey, let me just stick him here right now. But yeah, I was saying, I found some dead trees too, some burnt trees, so I just scattered them just to symbolize that. But I was looking for something that could symbolize um, a place where mages will be, right? And then I found these ruins, so I'm like, maybe, right? And I put a little castle for area loft. Maybe it's a little, and I'll probably put a castle for Dimmondale too, because Dimmondale is the place where I kind of want to replicate an area like Beowulf. And this is all on one continent, but it's gonna be kind of huge because I just don't want it to be like one island, one government type deal. I want a lot of little stories to kind of transpire in these areas, and I'll see how that works out. Of course, if it doesn't work out, I'll just change it. But ruins, I think ruins will be where these guys are, right? There's this graveyard. I think I'll put ruins for right now because I can't find anything kind of geared towards magic specifically. So I think of festival market for Dimmondale. Yeah, me too. Dimmondale reminds me of oh, like a trading spot, right? Hmm. I wasn't thinking of a trading spot per se, but it could have trading, you know, yeah, it could have trading spots in here, right? Because it's kind of like the midpoint between all of the places that you can't pass, or it's kind of difficult to go through. I was thinking of like maybe some lone traders here and stuff like that, but yeah, Dimmondale could be because it's a huge area. It could have a lot of stuff in it, so it can be the place you go to trade in this specific continent, right? Trading posts, trading spot. Okay, yeah. But originally, I was thinking Dimmondale would be like a place, like a kind of castle. Let me put up the Beowulf image just so you could see what I'm envisioning. Um, Let me see. Let me look for this image here. So Beowulf in Beowulf it had like a kind of kingdom, right? It was a kind of oh, they have maps, which is cool. So check it out. They have a map. I like that. Anyway, this is some guy on their website. They're kind of giving a history on Beowulf, but in it they had this part, right? And this is where the king was, and they would celebrate. They would go into this place and they would celebrate. They would have parties, drunken parties, and stuff like that. And this is where all the drama started, right? So they'll have mead and all you can eat, meat and stuff like that. And this reminds me of the first, um, what's that movie? Lord of the Rings, when they were celebrating with the pints and stuff. So I kind of was thinking of that area, Dimmondale place, where there's a little kingdom, and they like to celebrate and stuff like that. So yeah, the trading and the market, the whole festival type of deal can definitely work in here, right? It's a place for like joy, where people go for joy. Right, exactly. And that's what I started making, right? I started making a kind of trading place, like a kind of market. If you recall, I started making it in Blender when I first started making the game. Let me see if I could. Yeah, I call it Picket. Right? Are these chats saved? Well, the videos are saved. Yeah, we could always go back and watch the videos. Yeah, so I created this little, well, I started creating this little market, right? For Blender, in Blender, and these are just assets that I'm starting to create for the game. So I don't know what area this could be in. These things could be in when it's done, but I'm thinking of, we could have like the market areas and stuff in Dimmondale, and yeah, and we could go from there. Right, so yeah, Dimmondale. Let me put I'll put one of the big castle areas. Maybe Dimmondale could be instead of Griffinstone, right? Griffinstone could maybe Dimmondale is the capital, but the capital is never going to be in the south. I don't think anyone puts capitals in the south. So maybe Dimmondale is just a big area. Maybe not too big. Right? Let's stick Dimmondale right there. Alright, let me see what this looks like. That's like a whole area. I kind of like this more. But it's kind of hard to see when it's that small. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. I want people to see it. This is like a whole kingdom right here. But yeah, I'll just keep that icon for right now. Right, they put capitals where it's easy to trade. Exactly. But this continent, I wasn't thinking about putting this continent in the north, sorry. I was thinking this is more like, you know, central, kind of like the Caribbean basically. And then the north is where all the big continents are going to be. 'Cause this is a pretty small continent, right? But the big continents are going to be north, and then there's going to be snow up there, snowy mountains and stuff, where it reaches the edge of that map. So that's why I was thinking, you know, if the majority of things are in the north, hold on, let me get this. All right, that was the gate. All right. Yeah, I was thinking that all the major continents and, you know, stuff like that will be more in the north. That's just what I'm thinking. That's how I'm envisioning it. But if it was in the south, then we'll have to have ports, right? The south usually has a lot of ports and stuff like that, right? So then we could make some of the, you know, some of the south Dimmondale like port lands, and I could just bring out a port here. So if there's people in the south and they come to trade, it's gonna be more here, right? Or somewhere here where they could be. So there'll need to be some industry or something here. Yeah, I'm not trying to make it too modern, but some type of port fishing stuff could be in Dimmondale. So yeah, it's a lot to think about. So yeah, you're right. This part, the only reason I put it up here, because this kind of reminds me of Port of Spain, right? It kind of reminds me of Port of Spain, Trinidad, which is the capital, right? And that's up north. And Trinidad kind of looks like this, right? For those who don't know, I'm just gonna pull up a map of Trinidad. Right? So Trinidad, the country I was born, Trinidad and Tobago, sister island. Port of Spain is the capital, right? And it's, you see where it is? It's up north here, right? So that's the capital. So this kind of looks, in a way, it kind of looks like a mixture of Trinidad and Louisiana. But Louisiana is part of a big continent. Like this is a continent, or I could call this an island because it's really small, right? But if this was part of a continent with stuff, other states or whatever at the top, then the trading would definitely be in the south, right? So I think I think it's a good idea. We could still make trading happen in the south, and we could reserve. So this could be the capital, right? Let's say I were to do that. This could be the capital, and this area up north here, which is close to the mountains, could be a place where you get like griffins, right? So like kind of like flying mounts, or you know, Avatar, they had to go up in the mountains. Dimmondale is second. Stretch your legs, Joe. Okay. Dimmondale is second to Griffinstone as Sando is to Port of Spain. It can be. It can be. It can be a different city, but it looks, you know, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Should I keep them in Griffinstone here? Like, because, alright, all of the resources, well, most of the resources, the expensive resources, is where is in the north, right? Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second. Okay, yeah. You're gonna stop typing here? Is it delayed really badly? Still, is it still? Does it still seem like 2 minutes? Because I'm gonna have to fix that. Maybe, I think what I'll do, I'll get I'm gonna get fiber. I don't think my connection is too slow. I don't think the connection is slow, but I'm not dropping any frames, which is good. But I think I'll get fiber instead. That way there'll be absolutely no delay. It's gonna be 1,000. It's gonna be a gigabit basically. 1,000 megabits per second, or somewhere up 900, somewhere up there. So there should be no upload delay whatsoever. Any delay is going to be coming from Twitch, right? No. You could like just happened. You could still type if you have any ideas. Just keep typing it, even though I'm not gonna move on. You know, if you type it, I'm gonna read it and go over it. But yeah, I kind of like not going to the south to make it to the capital. I made the Port of Spain Sando comment before you decided to make. No, I didn't. Okay, I'm not officially making it. I'm just wondering what it would look like. You know. So let me move it back to the original spot. I'm gonna move this back to the original spot, right? Because I really like the capital to be here, right? But the capital is it's really kind of small when you think about it, right? It's really small to be a capital. But then again, some capitals are really small, right? So this can be where all the city, the dense city is and stuff like that. So this whole area could be like dense city, right? And then this is more like, you know, stuff like that. It's kind of weird. It's a kind of weird thing that I'm trying to do here. But I think it's gonna make enough content. Like we're gonna be able to make enough content to make this worthwhile without getting too complicated, if you understand what I mean. So, alright, so Griffinstone is there, Divendale is here. This is gonna be a place like a marketplace. And also Griffinstone is gonna be a marketplace too. But we'll just have to figure out, alright, why do we have like a kingdom over here? You know, like a big kingdom over here. But we could do what we want. That's the good thing about it. It has to make some type of sense, but it doesn't have to make like, you know, sense in a realistic way, right? Because this is a fantasy game, you know. Nobody really cares that, you know, hey, the capital is so small and then you have this, is it, you know. But we just have to make sense of it. And then we have this area up here, which I don't know. Oh, we have the two areas up here, right? And I don't know what these two areas could be. But for now, I'm just going to put text just so we fill the map up. And we still have to give the beach a name. So labels. I'm just going to add this label. And I'm just going to put bodies of water. Bare depths, infested lake. Mossy basin. Undying Gulf. I actually like that. Undying Gulf. That could be like this area over here. Right. But I want to just name this something beach. In World of Warcraft, they have an area called Dark Shore. What do you mean you two? When you say you two, what do you mean? You don't know what to name those two areas up there? Is that what you're saying? So I know this has to be a beach, right? So I don't want to name it. I was thinking like Pebble Beach, but that's so generic. Maybe we could name it some type of animal or some type of what's it called? Coastal wildlife that lives on the beach. Oh, you like Undying Gulf? Oh, down there. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. This delay will be fixed. Once I get that, it technically should be fixed. It's fine. Yeah, Undying Gulf. It could be that too, because you pretty much have to download I'm uploading this, and then you have to download it. So if your download speed is slow, it may have a delay, right? But just to make sure it's not my end, um, I think I will be getting fiber sometime soon. Maybe early next year, right when all this madness is over. So as far as the beach, I want the beach to be a nice place. We have two beaches, by the way. We have the one under Griffinstone, which is both of these beaches are huge, by the way. They're a huge beach, right? So I'll have to put some grassy areas around the beach. Some grassy areas around the path, so we could have some more content and stuff like that. And I want to put a port. Hmm. Actually, in games like World of Warcraft, there are areas, right, for different factions, and they have this thing called the Griffin. You know the Griffin, like in fantasies. It's like a bird or whatever, half bird, half lion or whatever, and it flies and it takes you different areas, right? So yeah, ports. We can have ports that kind of mimic that. So a port can be here at the peak of this beach here, right? You can have a port here, and this will help you travel. All right, thank you. Let me drink some water. Um, all right, so yeah, so I can have a port here, right? And a port, kind of don't know about having the port in the south here, but there is gonna need to be stuff that comes to Divendale, right? So the safest place, I think I'll have a port right here by this little edge here, or we can have a port somewhere here close to Divendale, so the ships will have to go through, and then they meet the port right here, kind of like a canal, but the river could be huge, right? Like the Mississippi. And then yeah, so the port could be right here, and then there could be a path to Dimondale. That way they don't have to cross the river, right, to get all the way out here to a port. So maybe the boats have to pass through that, and that'll make the game more interesting, because now the boats will have to just go up here and then come back out this way, right? So then maybe we could call this part of the river, I don't know, something canal or something, I don't know. And then they come back out and then they go that way. Something like that. It's gonna kind of be dangerous, but this width here is gonna be really wide. So ships are gonna come here and then they're gonna go back wherever they need to go. I think that's a good idea. But as far as traveling, like the player traveling, we could still have a port here. or something like that. I don't know. So what can we name this beach? Oops. Um, Scallop Beach. Nah. The Red Beach. Hmm. Kind of like the Red Sea. Something interesting that there can be a story and quest to do. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Coming up with names is hard. Let me see if they have anything. Burning Depths. I like that too. Lifeless Lake, Undying Swells, Lake Icy. Do you have anything at the beach? Stained Waters, Wild Abyss. Oh, I forgot about Bayou. The Bayou would definitely be down south. Strange Tides, Unknown Ponds, Royal Basin, Sludge Waters. I want the beach to be a nice place. I don't want every single place to be not nice, you know. Dimondale is nice. Boundary Crossing. Oh, you was out for about 4 minutes? Wow. Okay, I was saying I'm trying to name the beach. I'm trying the Golden Sea. I like that. The Golden Sea, it points to the east. So it's like this could be the Golden Sea. I actually like the Golden Sea. Now it's spinning and spinning. Hmm. I wonder if that's your internet. Because usually when it's spinning, like before when it was spinning, I had over 50% drop frames. And I fixed that issue like a while ago. So now there's 0% drop frames, so I'm not sure why it's spinning. It could be your internet connection or it could be Twitch. But I really like the Golden Sea. I think I'm gonna make this the Golden Sea. I'm gonna make this huge. The Golden Sea. I like the Golden Sea. It's your internet. Oh, I'm sorry. Oops. I didn't want to do that. Oh, stop it. Stop it. how do we want to put this? Like this? No. The golden sea. I'll just keep this straight. I kind of like the curvature. I like that. This could actually be a golf though, because it kind of comes in like that. I don't know. Let me just put this further out. Maybe I need to make that a little bit bigger. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I like the golden sea as it faces the east. Yeah, this could be a golf. Yeah. It could be the undying golf, but then if it's the undying golf, then this won't be happy anymore. This won't be a happy little beach. Right? I want the folks from Dimmondale to travel maybe on a path above the Willow Wind, right, or through the Willow Wind, maybe like above here as the shortest path to get to the Golden Sea, or to get to the beach, basically. Right? Give me 1 second. Let me go grab some grub. Give me 1 second here. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I just scarfed down some lunch. All right, let's see. Undying can have a plus VE connotation. I don't know what you mean by that. Could you explain? Oh, positive. I've never seen that abbreviation used. That is true. And then too, the golf. This could still be the golden sea, but I'll let's do that. Never mind, the moment is gone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's why you gotta type it. You just gotta type it. Even if you're thinking about it and I say I'll be right back, you still type it. I typed it when you said it. You would have left by the time it got there. That's okay. I could still read it when I come back. um, yeah, type whatever. So on Dying Gulf in the Golden Sea, right? This is looking good. It's looking like it could have a lot of stories, and it's looking like it can get really complicated really fast. Um, but still, I need to have two beach names, and I think something peninsula. Yeah, we'll call this whatever peninsula, and then this could be something cliffs. So I'm gonna do that, right? Uh, we'll call this cliffs. Oops. Keep this straight. Right, we call this whatever cliffs. I'll just put something cliffs right now. Alright. Let me turn this back to 16. Or was that 18? I think it was 18, yeah. Peninsula. Something Peninsula. Should I just do it like this? Right. What font do I have? Marco 1. I knew these fonts were different. I was like, this font looks different, so let me put all the fonts the same. Yeah, so it stays better. This was Marco 1 and 16. Wait, what are this? These aren't 16. These are what? Yeah, they are 16. Oh, the outline width is 1. That's why. Some places I'll put it at 2, where it kind of clashes. Okay, so something Peninsula, and these are 16, right? Marco 1. Two looks. Oh, there's no, so it's just 1 or 2. And some of them, this looks good because it's a little darker. These up here, I don't know. Let me put these at 2. Let me just make this, make all of them 2, since let everything stand out a little more. That's 2, that's 2. All right. So it's saving. And why does this one look like this? Because all right. So all of them look equal now, except this one, right? Because this is still 1. Random spin. Let's keep everything consistent on the map. itself. All right. So this is starting to look better. This is starting to look better. I don't like this symbol though. This. Come on. This symbol. I don't like that symbol. So this is starting to look. This is starting to look good. There's just so many things you could do. Put direction. What is this? Oh, you could put inner circles too. Fade out. It's cool stuff, cool stuff. For now, I'm keeping it simple. So okay. So as far as the land, let's see if we could color some of this land here. Alright, so I still want some green around these edges here, right? It's kind of tracing. Let's see how this is gonna look. Kind of tracing the shoreline here. Right, usually the mangroves has a lot of green. Alright, so let's just add some green areas. There's a lot of mud and there's a lot of water and a lot of trees. Alright, let's make it a little more. Realistic, let me see. I think Divendale could have some forest around here, right? Some trees in this area to kind of block, kind of introduce the swamp. So trees. Let me see how this one looks. Oops. Not the rate, but the density. Or maybe you could have a little spot of forest, kind of like that, and then it starts to change the type of trees. You know, when it starts to do that. No, not those types of trees, but these types of trees. I don't like the color though. Pencil pines, oaks. This doesn't look like any trees that I know. Yeah, but it kind of works. It looks like rocks. Toon oaks. I don't like this. Oh, here's the willow. So we could add some. I don't know, some willow trees. Too much. Too big. Something like that. Something like that. So there'll be green trees in here, and then kind of starts dying off. Get the swamp trees. I'll have to get some better tree icons to kind of symbolize what would be happening. Yeah, so this will be like a forest that leads into the willow wind. Okay. Welcome back. All right. Whoa, it's 11:13. Time flies when you're having fun. All right, so Yeah, so I just added some, just a forest. We could call this whatever forest, right? And then it kind of leads into the dead trees, the dying trees, and then it gets into the willow trees, the willow wind. And then, maybe we can generate stories about this. We could add houses once we kind of get closer in. But I just want to symbolize what's kind of happening here. So it's going to be green trees and from Dimmondale forest, and then it's going to be go into these dead trees, and then that's how you're going to get to the swamp. There's going to be no like defined path into the swamp, I guess. But we could decide on that later. Um, I added something cliffs, something peninsula, and no beach names. So that's the last two things, for this for now. I kind of painted this a little more green, because the swamps, you have different colors, you have a lot of trees in the swamps. So I kind of wanted to simulate like, hey, there's some mud. There shouldn't even be this color in the swamp. This is like dry land. But some mud and some greens, some trees, some willow trees. That's kind of what I want to symbolize there. So what name could I put? Maybe Pearl Cliffs? Maybe you have to do something, get some type of clams or some type of something. But then again, this is a huge area. It's not just the cliffs, but and I'm kind of doing this wrong because not wrong, but I don't know. I'll have to look at some references. But let me just I'm just gonna put something for right now, and we'll be able to change it later. Maybe Pearly Cliffs, something like that. Pearly Cliffs, and the peninsula, just to keep it simple. I think I know what I'm gonna call this beach. I'm gonna steal a real beach name. I think that's the name of the beach. Let me see. This is a beach from Africa that I wanted to go to. I think, is it Diana Beach? Or Diani Beach? I think it's Diani. Yeah, it's Diani Beach. So, yeah, I'm gonna call this beach Diani Beach. That's a beach in Mombasa, Kenya, right? It's a very beautiful beach. Look at this. Look at this beach. It's a long beach and it's very beautiful. Beautiful water. Look at that. So I think I'm gonna name that after this beach. Diani Beach, Africa, Kenya. Yep, this is why I wanted to go to Mombasa, Kenya, and go to this beach. It's such a beautiful beach. You would think this is Miami Beach or something, but it's like gorgeous. Way more beautiful than Miami Beach. Or any beach in Florida, I should say. Right? Like I could just go here and just live here. It's just so beautiful. And look at this. Look at the clouds here. It reminds me of Spirited Away, those types of clouds, and you know they use realistic cloud, real cloud references, but it just kind of reminds me. Oh yeah, you're right. Nothing about Miami Beach is beautiful. I wouldn't say nothing, but I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't call it beautiful. I'd call it like, fun. Fun beach, Miami Beach. Well, I meant like maybe Fort Lauderdale or you know other nice beaches in Florida. But yeah, I'm gonna steal this. Hopefully, they don't try to sue me. Now I'll just change the I to A again. Diana. All right, let me stretch my legs. So then, have one more beach to name. I could call it something coast or something like that. So what do you think I can name it? Whatever you come up with, that's gonna be the name of it. If you could come up with something. And then let me just put the symbols here for now. If you're thinking of something or not, just let me know. um, you're oh, it's late over there. You're tired. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Thanks for thanks for hanging out. I Appreciate you. So let me Google some. Let me look at a generator. Beach name generator. Yeah. There we go. I think I found it. And this is gonna be called Black Rock Sands because it's close to the mountains, right? It's kind of close to the mountainous areas up here. Black Rock Sands. Oh yeah? I've never been to Tobago. One day I might. Who knows? If COVID is ever over, I mean over, and they open back the borders. And what is this symbol? I forgot the name of this symbol. No, not you. A marker. I think it's a marker. Not market. Mark. I'm just gonna have to look it all. Alright, so here it is. So I'll use a dot. Or should I just continue using this? No, I won't use that. Area loft. Cliffs. I think I'll only use these symbols for towns and stuff. Willow Wind. Are you not going to sleep, Skylark? Let me see. Land, paint, and I want to paint some. I want to paint some sand. So I'll make it just one area that you could get on. That's the toe. All of this is going to be cliffs. Maybe you could get in here too. Yeah. Maybe there's a little hideout beach. All of these are gonna be kind of cliffy areas too. Okay. Alright, so let me get some cliffs. Start forming some of these. Do I want to add height to this or just leave it flat? That's the question. Right. That's the question. I like it flat, but let's just see what we can do here. Alrighty. Mhm. All right, let me see. So I don't know if I like that. Yeah, I kind of don't like that. So let me go back to the symbols, and I don't think I like the height. It adds another dimension to it, but I don't think I want to just, I don't want to do that. At least not this far out. And the brush, I don't like this screen either. Welcome back. Aren't you going to sleep? Well, you said you were tired, not sleepy. I know it's like an hour later over there, right? It's like 12:39 over there, right? That red rock. I should have painted this one red because it's like burnt forest. Okay, some more trees to line this. Because all of this was forest. Alright. So I think we have a little better map than before. Right? We have more regions. We changed up the names a little bit. And within each one of these regions, there could be a lot of good stories. Alright, so I'm pretty happy about this to start. Obviously, there may be changes a little bit later, depending on what we decide, but I like these so far. Grendel's Boots, Somber Clearing. Yeah, it's a lot better. Yeah, I agree. Thunderstop. Right. And I think I would want some harsh cliffs here. Right? Yeah, that would stop them definitely. That would definitely stop the people. So I would have some sharp cliffs when I'm making the actual 3D models. Some really harsh cliffs dropping down here. And this could have been like dense forest or something before. I don't know. I don't want to have too much forest, but yeah, this drop would be impossible for them to just jump down. That's why the giant got away. That would be cool. But it's much better. And I think we can start from this, start generating stories and quests, right? We can start generating the story for this whole island and different stuff. And I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun. Nope, we don't want to do that. So I think I'm gonna take a little bit of break, and if I have the energy, I will come back and actually I think I'm gonna call it a night. I think I'm gonna call it a night because to start thinking about something like fresh after this that's not really map related, I don't think I have the brain energy for that right now, the brain power. So I think I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks for coming out, guys. I really appreciate you.